Action Project by ProTrio. Today we will be presenting our action project, which is based on the class geography unit. Information from Kiss the Ground, the Edwin articles we did in class, and others. Without further ado, we are now going to start our presentation. Enjoy. The ice caps before, say in the 18th century, were very big, but now all ice caps are melting. Why? Because of global warming, pollution, which is caused by carbon dioxide, which gets trapped into the atmosphere and comes back to us, heating the earth. When the ice caps melt, the water level rises, and the water that's closest to you might freeze and cause flooding. 60% of our rainfall comes from the ocean, but 40% of our rainfall comes from small water cycles where our rain comes from inland. What's going on is that we're disrupting the small water cycles. Lakes that once were filled with water are now in drought, such as in 2005 in the poorest regions of Africa. If you cannot have the basic needs to live, such as water, you cannot have anything. Water is a necessity that not many people have, so most people, when they are droughts, are devastated, and many people even die of malnutrition. The only thing they can do is move and go to another place where there is water and live there. We should be thankful that we have, as we just need to open the taps and water comes gushing. This reminds me of when my mom went to Pakistan. She came back in the end of October. She took pictures and showed them to us. She showed that she was in a village and there were rice plants that were so villagers have to go to wells to get water and then bring it back. Carbon. Everyone thinks carbon is bad, but in the truth, everything is made out of carbon. We are made out of carbon. The soil that your plants are in is made out of carbon. Carbon is the driving source. This reminds me of how I used to think my brother was bad, but when I got to learn about him, I got to know how good he is. This relates because some people don't even know what they are saying without even learning about it. For example, you don't know about carbon and you say it's bad without learning about it. But then when you learn about it, you will know that carbon is really good. Carbon is all around us, don't forget. Another reason why global warming is happening because of natural disasters such as wildfires that can also produce carbon dioxide because of smoke and fire. Land that is pesticided and that is tilled dies. The plants that still make it alive are what we eat. And the chances are you have eaten plants that are pesticided before in your life. The better way is to let plants grow by themselves naturally. That is the healthy way. It's like eating junk food, which represents pesticides, and eating healthy food, which represents natural grown crops. This reminds me of when my lips get dry. It's the same thing as pesticides, as my lips get yellow and bad. As well, when I drink water, my lips get undry and kind of healthy, which in this case I call unpesticided land. This is the problem. This is the solution. When animals graze on the land, this will cause the soil to become more healthier. This process is called regeneration. Desertification. Desertification is a big part of vast land. Before they were very healthy, but after they dry up, it's extremely difficult to grow back. This is called desertification. Healthy soils absorb water and carbon dioxide, but when we destroy soil, it releases water and carbon dioxide. This dries out the soil and turns it into dust. This process is called desertification. If it is managed for the desertified land to get back to healthy, this is called regeneration. And a way to think of it is like before desertification is like a person alive. Desertification is when a person dies. And some religions believe that you get resurrected. So regeneration is like being resurrected back. This also reminds me of when I leave food out in the open. When I leave my food out in the open, it gets dry like a desert. This is the same process as desertification. When I heat my food again, it is back to its normal state. This also reminds me of the process of regeneration. Does the same thing happen to you guys? Topsoil. According to the United Nations, the world's remaining topsoil will be gone within 60 years. In other words, unless we find a way to save our soil, we only have 60 harvests left. This is the same thing when you are running out of resources. You tend to panic and the resources keep on going the decline. Frankly, people who have experienced this do not know how to find a solution to fix problems. Therefore, we should not panic and should find a solution to fix this. CO2 emission map. The next is the world map we made out of the National Geographic CO2 emission map. The red is indicated for high CO2 emission, yellow is at a mid-range, and green is very low. We need to curb the CO2 emission so the Earth can be healthy and we don't have global warming. This reminds me of what we can do to stop global warming. We can reduce the CO2 emission in our homes. Just like Neil Armstrong said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Incinerator. Here we have an incinerator deleting garbage that we make. This is where you do not want to live. It is very unhealthy and produces a lot of CO2 emissions. We as a community can grow plants and trees in our neighborhoods so we can live more sustainably. To solve our problems, we can plant trees, and instead of using fossil fuel for living, we can instead use renewable energies such as solar panels and windmills. Instead of using black bins for garbage, we can use recycling bin and the compost bins. Use the 3 R's in your daily lifestyle. In case you don't know what they are, the 3 R's are reduce, reuse, and recycle. By the way, this was a drought we were talking about. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed our action project on this geography unit, done by ProTrio. Bye.